Don't blame no DQ&A, blame yourselves. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome everyone to No DQ&A number 10. I am the owner of NoDQ.com, Aaron Rift, and there's my cat in the background. You can check her crazy antics out at youtube.com/thecatdiaries. Watch her hiss at Justin Bieber. Watch her do all sorts of things. But right now we're going to get down to your questions about the world of professional wrestling. On the new 50 Shocking Moments DVD coming out, what, in your opinion, will be number one? Well, I have no idea what the shocking moments are on the DVD. I have no idea. But in my opinion, the number one most shocking moment in the history of WWE would be when Eric Bischoff showed up on Raw and came out and hugged Vince McMahon. That, to me, was like a moment I would have never expected in a million years, would be for Vince McMahon to Eric Bischoff to not only be in the same arena, but to actually hug and embrace each other. Now, of course, I did not think that was the greatest business move because they could have done the whole invasion thing with Eric Bischoff leading the WCW Alliance or whatever, and just to have him come out and hug McMahon and not have some kind of feud, I thought that was a little bit silly there, but what can you do? Nothing. In your opinion, who will Undertaker face at Mania next year? It will, in my opinion, it will either be Triple H, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, or Mick Foley. I think for sure it will be one of those four guys. DDP's debut in WWE had so much potential. He had the crowd out of their seats when he was reviewed as Undertaker's stalker. Why did he flop? Well, here's another question related to the whole invasion situation. WWE made so many mistakes on that whole invasion thing. In my opinion, it was a complete mess. And the reason that DDP did not get over was because he got his ass kicked by Undertaker in every single encounter they had. Vince McMahon, for some reason, did not want to put a WCW guy over a WWE guy, even though Vince McMahon owned the contract to these guys now. DDP's a WWE employee, so why does it matter if he beats Undertaker? But that's just the way Vince McMahon operates, and that whole invasion thing could have done so much more. It could have gone for a long period of time, maybe 2-3 years. Instead, it lasted, 6 months? They got one good pay-per-view buy rate out of it, and that was it. So, yeah. A lot of wasted potential there, unfortunately. Let's see here. Hey, what are your thoughts on the CM Punk Jeff Hardy rivalry back in 2009? I thought it was great, but Jeff didn't like that WWE brought out some close personal stuff into it, like his dog. Well, I thought it was an awesome storyline. The great storylines in wrestling often parallel real life. CM Punk's straight edge for real. Jeff Hardy's had his drug problems for real, and, they made it into a storyline. Now, I know Jeff Hardy got upset after SummerSlam. CM Punk came out and, took a shot at Jeff Hardy. I think Hardy got a little overreacted just a little bit. You need to be thick-skinned if you're going to be in the wrestling business. Guys are going to take shots at you personally. It's nothing personal. It's just business. That's something you really need to deal with. But yeah, it was an awesome storyline, and I was there at SummerSlam 2009 at the Staples Center. Great match. The TLC match, CM Punk and Jeff Hardy, really good stuff right there. Who would you say is the funniest gimmick currently? I say R-Truth. How about you? Yeah, I agree with you. I am really entertained by R-Truth, especially this segment on Monday Night Raw this past week with R-Truth and The Miz. I just thought was, to steal a word from Miz, awesome. Those two guys had the crowd in their hands right there, in the palm of their hands. Both of them were just tremendous on the mic. And yeah, it was just one of the best segments I thought on Raw in a long time, probably since the first CM Punk promo. I just loved the whole R-Truth Miz thing, definitely. What are the odds of Undertaker skipping WrestleMania 28 since he's raising a family with McCool now and returning at WrestleMania 29 to face John Cena? I think it's unlikely. I think we will most likely see Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. The thing is, if he takes another year off, it's gonna take away some of the momentum, I think. The streak is hot. It's still fresh on everybody's minds. I think it's the best thing is to try to keep it going every year until Undertaker, says he's done and he's going to move on to other things. And, he's had a full year. He's going to have a full year by the time WrestleMania 28 comes along to heal up and be ready to do one more match at least. So that's what I think is going to happen. He'll be back by WrestleMania 28. And from where he goes after that point, who knows? Oh, there I go again. Should not do that. Do you think that Shawn might come back because Nash and Hunter are starting a feud? Do you want the Click back? I could see HBK making a cameo appearance, but you know that's about it. I think he'll come back, maybe do something with Nash and Hunter, but he's not going to be back as a regular performer, you know, either in or out of the ring. If WWE is interested in building up their tag team competition, should they bring in Beer Money from TNA, since at this time they are a dominant force to be reckoned with? Absolutely. I've said it on the Text NoDQ&A. I really like Robert Roode a lot. I think he has the biggest upside of anybody on the TNA roster. Why they're not doing more with him, I have no idea. But at the very least, bring in Robert Roode. If you want to bring in both guys, you know, that's great. Anything to help boost the tag division would be a big positive in my book. So yeah, definitely, I'd love to see Robert Roode and even James Storm too come to WWE and come in for the tag team division and maybe feud with Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne. But we'll see what happens. I don't think Beer Money's contracts are up anytime in the near future, but we'll see what happens in the next year or so. Maybe they'll end up on Raw. Who knows? All right, that about does it for NoDQ&A. Thanks for watching. You can submit a question, formspring.me/AaronRift. I'm trying to get through these. Right now I'm just around 600 in the inbox, so I still got a ways to go to catch up. I'm going to be playing catch up for a while here, it seems. And subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think about the show. Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? I'd love to hear from everybody. And that about does it. We'll see you next time for NoDQ&A on NoDQ.com.